More about the bloodshed and see with our own eyes the carnage that continues to unfold in Gaza and Israel. We are also learning about the barbarism, the terrorism committed by Hamas on Saturday that led to this current war. Joining us now is Yoav Shimoni, whose grandmother was viciously killed by Hamas, which, as if that weren't enough, recorded video of her dying and uploaded it to her Facebook account and then set her house on fire. Yoav, I am at a loss. I cannot fathom any of what I just said, especially the idea of your family going to Facebook and having to see that video of your grandmother. How are you and your family coping?
Well, we're all just trying to do the best we can. The situation, doing what my grandma would have wanted us to do. You know, first of all, that's why partly I'm conducting this interview, because she was a great lover of the news. It was a passion of hers. She would spend like 4 hours a day at least watching the news, and I think she would want her story shared. My mother and my parents are currently in Israel, going to Eilat and all of the rescue centers to help out all of the victims and all of the survivors from the attacks. But I can't lie. It's very difficult. The images of the video flash in my head. It's hard to sleep. It's hard to really do anything.
I think I first heard about this story, that there was a young woman who told the story. Is that a relative of yours, a sister of yours?
That is my cousin.
Your cousin told the story.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I mean, I guess we know that the terrorists who did the attacks on Saturday, I mean, there's just a level of just a lack of humanity there, but then just I'm just such at a loss that anybody would not only do that, but then like want to inflict that upon her friends and family to make them watch.
Yeah.
What did you guys call her?
And I call her Savta, which is Hebrew for grandma.
Yeah.
But her name was Baracha Levinson. And just, I know her story and our story is horrid, but hearing all of the other stories, for example, so my mom is now helping all of the victims, and she is all but hearing the most horrendous things of babies having their head chopped off in their beds, families being slaughtered at point blank range, 80-year-old women being kidnapped and taken into Gaza, and also being filmed while they're being tortured on their way for their families to see. It's just all of the images and all of the victims of the last few days are going through inhumane, unimaginable things that I wouldn't wish upon anyone.
Yoav, tell me about your Savta. What, in addition to being a fan of the news, what do you want the world to know about her?
How strong and how brave and how amazing she was. She raised my mom and my aunt as a single mom. She loved the kibbutz she lived there for 7 years. And even when tensions were rising, every time she always was so optimistic. I would call her every time and she would say, "Don't worry, I'm safe." And if I were in Israel, she would be more concerned to my safety, which also echoed to the way she was up until her death. Like 10 minutes before her death, I have the conversation with my mom and my aunt, where they were all asking about each other's safety during the missiles. And my grandma was more concerned about my mom and my aunt's safety than her own. She was in the shelter, but she was just making sure that we're all safe, that we're good. And then within 10 minutes of those messages, we saw the video.
I'm so sorry, Yoav.
Thank you.
I'll be thinking about you and your family, and may your Savta's memory be a blessing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.